if you're getting bullied, right? They're trying to like hit you or beat you up, right? Go to the leader of the group and straight up grab him by the throat and squeeze or something like that, right? Put the fear of God in him, you know? Put the fear of going to heaven in him. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Monster episode 69. Nice. Indeed, we are on the nice episode. Are we going to see some boobage? Unlikely. It is Monster after all. They don't really do fan service that much, but a man can dream. Regardless, previously, on episode 68, the return of Grimmer. Indeed, our boy has returned. He met up with Lunge in the town of Ruinheim. Both of them suspect a quote-unquote massacre to be on the horizon. They seem to be expecting some sort of event to happen in this small town and decided to investigate. Lunge definitely recognized him as a suspect in a previous event, but seems to be letting him go, I guess. By go, I mean like investigate this potential massacre with him. So yeah, Lunge and Grimmer kind of teamed up. And the rest of the episode was basically just them kind of introducing this town and some of the characters in it. And some potential storylines. We also, at the very end of the episode, we also potentially saw Roberto. We don't actually know if it was Roberto. They didn't show the face, but somebody, was about to kill some other guy. So it kind of looked like it might have been Roberto, but I guess we'll see. Let's just get to episode 69. Nice.
Delicious, the best I've ever had.
Oh my god, it is.
Like it. It's our homemade lingonberry jam.
Can I get some homemade nice breasts for episode 69?
This is a photo of the jam maker. There's a hill not too far away to the south where many lingonberry bushes grow. And over the course of time, eventually, he bought up the whole place.
And no one found a reason to complain about him laying claim to the land because his jam is so delicious.
Yes, that's right. But he's also an enjoyable man and one of the few people I can call a friend. It was his idea to show the photograph.
And now he's dead. D.E.D. dead.
Well, his strategy is working. We'll have to come back for jam, dear.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I'll tell him the next time we play chess. He'll be very happy to hear that.
The thing is, every single time, there's like this kind of, I don't know if it's a trope or what. Like every single time there's an old man with their eyes closed and they seem to be helpful and kind and whatnot, right? I always think to myself, this guy is fucking evil. This guy is 100% evil. It's like the old guy that is helpful and wise and gives you good advice and stuff like that, and turns out to be actually the bad guy that kills people or something. The peaceful house.
An attack? There are other methods besides that. There are cases where a single gun has destroyed a whole town. 1958, in Zweifelstadt. There was a series of murders in the state of Niedersachsen. The townspeople...
What? Sex? Sex? Sex?
The killer. It left them on edge in a constant state of group hysteria. Amidst the panic, one of the residents became so paranoid that he ended up shooting his next-door neighbor with a gun he had purchased for protection. Nobody could stop it after that.
I guess they're really laying it on thick. The idea that that couple that won the lottery, supposedly, I still doubt that, that they won the lottery and then they got guns and now they're like paranoid that everyone's out to get them.
The townspeople massacred each other and there was not one survivor left.
Don't tell me that's going to happen here as well. Because of one man. We have to stop it before it starts.
No. I'm afraid it's too late. It might have already begun.
Ugh, come on, give us your money.
God
We know
damn it.
you got some, so cough it up.
I talked about this last episode. You know? Scum of the earth. Scum of the fucking earth.
Please, that's the money for my... It's your drunk dad's liquor money, isn't that right? We're doing him a favor.
What a wuss.
Yeah.
Well, let's get something to eat.
Yes. Do it.
Again.
Do it.
The usual, got plenty to
If you're getting bullied, right? They're trying to like hit you or beat you up, right? Go to the leader of the group and straight up grab him by the fucking throat and squeeze or something like that, right? Put the fear of God in him, you know? Put the fear of going to heaven in him.
Don't you hate them?
Kill them.
Don't you hate them enough to kill them?
Oh my God, you want to kill them, don't you, little boy? Why don't you go kill
Where
them?
do you think you're going?
Doesn't work that
I'm going
easily.
to have a little talk with Conrad.
Talk. What are you going to talk to him about?
When we passed the cafe, didn't you notice that Ralph and all of his customers inside were sitting there glaring at us?
Well, maybe they were just surprised to see us out together. That hardly ever happens.
No, that can't be it. Who knows what they might do if they found out we had just won the lottery and made 20 million marks. I'm about ready to jump out of my skin here.
Okay. For
God damn
Conrad's
it, these
sake, let's
guys.
just say that Conrad does know we won the lottery. What on earth are you going to do about it?
So basically, I think it's exactly what I thought it was going to be, where the people who they suspect end up dying, and then they get framed for it. Or it like looks like they were the ones that killed those people, but in reality, they didn't. It was just kind of fake. And then, you know, people think that this guy's going around killing them, so they try to get this guy, and then this guy, already being paranoid, uses his guns that he bought for self-defense against the people who are also doing self-defense, and then it's self-defense against self-defense, and they start killing each other, right?
But then what if Conrad gets greedy and keeps squeezing us for more hush money later on?
What hush money? I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this is kind of dumb. A little bit dumb. Like, the whole point of you buying the guns was if anyone tries to mess with you, like try to kidnap you or something, you can protect yourself. So why the fuck are you seeking them out? If they know that you got a bunch of money, okay, sure. And that's the point of the guns, right? If they come to mess with you, then you have guns to fight back with. What's the point of going to seek them out? And what do you mean hush money? It's like, if they want money, it's like, I'm not gonna give you money. You can tell everybody that we won 20 million marks or whatever the fuck, right? You can tell everybody. If they come to mess with us, then we'll shoot them, right? I feel like I'm missing some sort of key logic here. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Speaking of Conrad, isn't this the place where he picks all his lingonberries?
Honey.
What?
How do you even know that
You
he's
don't really
here?
think Conrad is a bad person, do you?
No.
I mean, he's not the kind of person who would ruin our good fortune now that our ship has finally come in. Well, what do you think?
I think he's dead. And I was the one to kill him. And you're next.
What are you looking at? Oh dear, you didn't, did you?
Of course I didn't.
Oh, shut up. God damn, that dog pisses me off. Shut up, you old flea bag.
Did something good happen? Come on, spill the beans.
Yeah, he finally showed up.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Oh no. Oh no.
The perfect man who's going to take me far
Oh,
away from this
no.
boring town.
Oh no. The perfect man, huh?
Need a drink. Oh, damn.
Prince Charming, huh? Someone who's charming, huh?
I'm just
And
about
young,
jacked
huh?
on this place, isn't that right?
Maybe blonde as well, huh?
Funny at all. Huh?
Could this be what you really want?
I fucking knew it. It was way too obvious that this old couple is just kind of like they were getting way too much screen time to be just some random background characters. No shot, you just shot the dog.
And the dog's barking suddenly stopped.
Did they seriously just killed the dog? I was gonna say cats are better than dogs because they don't bark and shit. But like, Jesus, man.
You're Franz Bonaparte's son, isn't that so, Mr. Lipsky? Please, tell me where to find your father. If I don't hurry and find him, very soon a lot of people are going to die. Nina told me where to find you.
Nina told you?
You could use some more rest. It's important that you get it.
I want to thank you. All that time I could tell you were there, watching out for me somehow. Please don't worry. I'm all right now. I don't want to die anymore.
Dr. Reichfein and Dieter should both be arriving here pretty soon now.
And you?
I have things to do.
Where are you going?
I'm working on that.
You've been looking over lots of documents that you found. Did you learn anything? I'll be fine. You can tell me what you know.
I had some members of Prague's former secret police organization as well.
Two things. One, as Nina was talking, I was like, does this sound like Nina? Like, or rather, like, does this sound like how Nina would talk? Obviously, it's the same voice actress, right? But, like, the way, like, she wasn't talking the way I would imagine Nina would be talking. Like, the voice was slightly more, like, raspier, right? So I was like, maybe it's like just a, you know, maybe it's just my imagination. But then it's like, you can tell me what you know. Huh? Huh? Why would you say that? What do you mean? You can tell me what you know. Hello? There's no way, right? I did consider the possibility that the one who was there, that, you know, Tenma helped up, right, was Johann in disguise. Because, I mean, how the fuck did Johann just escape anyway? I don't know. I mean, the main reason I thought... maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into this, but I assumed it was Nina in the last episode because she sounded and acted like Nina while she was, you know, basically yelling and crying into Tenma's, you know, chest or whatever, right? And remembering. But now it's like... I'm a little bit sus.
Some of General Volp's men tracked down as much information as they were able to find.
You mean about Franz Bonaparte?
She's talking like she's whispering.
A profile on him.
Maybe it's because she's still weak and in the hospital, but like, I don't know.
German-born Czech.
I'm suspicious.
The name Franz Bonaparte is also an alias. Franz Bonaparte's son is still living in Prague. Those were Peter Chapek's last words to me, and in spite of everything, I believe he was telling me the truth. Apparently, the little boy on the far left of the photo was...
not a superior pupil. He was kicked out of the readings because he wasn't a superior pupil.
You already knew?
That made him an unwanted child of no use to Bonaparte. I'm pretty sure that his son is the man I stayed with in Prague.
Okay, so it is Nina, never mind.
Do you think he'd have an idea of where his father is?
I don't know, but he's the only possible lead we have right now. I know what Johann is about to attempt.
What is it? Tell me.
The perfect suicide. True solitude. The only expression of love. If we don't hurry, many innocent people are going to die.
Perfect suicide.
Myself. And after reading several of them, it suddenly began to dawn on me. For some reason, all of the characters that appear in his books have German names. Even in Klaus Pope's The God of Peace, he uses them. But the problem in this instance is the Klaus Pope pen name. Franz Bonaparte and all of the other pseudonyms that he wrote under were Czechoslovakian. This is the only German pen name he ever employed. Just maybe, Klaus Pope was actually the true name of your German-born Czechoslovakian father.
There was a detective who used that same line of reasoning and also concluded that was my father's real name.
Detective?
He said he was Inspector Lunge of the BKA.
Lunge? Is he still here?
He was here weeks ago. He already left.
Where did he go?
He made this deduction. No, actually with him it was more like he became my father rather than using logic. I am now Klaus Pope. I have no place that I can return to. To regain the peace inside of me, I will go back to my heart's one true home, he said. My father once said to me when I was very young, our home is a small town in southern Germany surrounded by many mountains. I didn't want it anymore, so I gave it to Inspector Lunge. A postcard I got 3 or 4 years ago. The address of the sender was not included. All it had was a hand-painted picture of some mountains with the initials KP.
KP. Klaus Pope.
Can you tell me what's going to happen?
Good question.
Johann's trying to recreate them. The massacre at the Red Rose Mansion. And the slaughter back at 511 Kinderheim.
Why?
Listen. No matter what happens, Tenma, come back. You saved me and I'll never forget it. You have to live.
They keep doing this thing where they say, like, Tenma, come back, please. You know, like, promise me you'll come back. And then he doesn't say anything, right? Indicating that he's not going to promise something that he doesn't expect to happen. So he expects to die, or at least, like, not return to his life as it was before killing Johann, right? And so I'm hoping that that is exactly what they do. The only problem is with shows and, you know, stories, they often try to kind of switch things up, you know, turn the story upside down during the climax of the story. I'm thinking because Tenma doesn't like say anything and kind of is alluding to the fact that he might die doing this, trying to kill Johann, or at least go to prison for killing Johann. That is making me think that the story is going to do the opposite, where they instead don't have Tenma kill Johann and something else happens. That's what I hope is not going to happen. I actually really want the story to go down the route of Tenma killing Johann, because that's where, like, everything has been leading up to, and I like the fact that it's kind of like an inevitable thing, right? We're kind of slowly going towards that final confrontation where exactly the thing that you've been expecting to happen finally happens. It's like an inevitable thing. I don't really want them to change things last minute.
Well, what's going on? Did the police find Conrad's body yet?
No. They've labeled him missing, and they've gone out looking for him.
I knew we shouldn't have hidden the body in the forest. We should have just gone straight to the police.
No use waiting. There won't be any trains. The Elgar River's flooded out the railway bridge. All roads are closed due to the flooding as well.
A solitary island. The worst possible scenario.
Klaus Pope, is it? There are plenty of picture books around the world that have gloomy stories. But somehow his are different.
How so? What do you mean?
I guess you could say they're brimming with malice. Before I forget, there's another one. This storybook from Helmuth Voss, published in Germany in 1989. It's hard to get because there were so few printed. But I believe he is also the same man as Klaus Pope.
How can you be sure about that?
As I said, I'm able to tell these things. When you do it long enough, you know. No matter how he changes his art, there are little things that always remain the same. This story's content is an about-face from the others. A thief sneaks into a quiet village in the mountains. He plans to make off with a good sum of money from the villagers. But as he interacts with the people of the village, he forgets how to steal. And eventually he ends up leading a quiet life, helping the village folks. The title is The Peaceful House. Pope's usual unpleasant aftertaste is gone. However, his artwork takes quite a turn for the worse. Bit of a strange thing happened. It seems his story got better, but he forgot how to draw. It's as if he lost his purpose.
There it is. Ruinheim.
What's going on here? I mean, normally this place is just so peaceful. But then Conrad goes missing, and the next thing you know, Mrs. Hillmann's dog is shot dead.
Bruh. I would not be surprised if this is Klaus Pope. You know? I really wouldn't be surprised.
Things are falling apart, and because of this rain, we can't get backup. What are we supposed to do with only a few people? It must be the work of outsiders. Crime in this town is basically non-existent. It's gotta be them, right?
We're outsiders. Are you locking us up?
No, I'm not suggesting that.
This rain is fierce. I can hardly go outside in my wheelchair in this weather.
Ah, shoes were dirty. Now granted, just because a person uses a wheelchair does not mean that they cannot walk. However, it's still kind of sus, right? Why would you be walking?
Well, I better go patrol one more time and then catch up with my partners.
Be careful out there.
Your husband's shoes are remarkably muddy and wet, as if he'd been spending time walking around in the rain. I'd like to use your phone if I may.
What's wrong? Are you out of gas? Is it leaking oil? Like a
He's
radio
dead.
for a mechanic.
Yep.
That was another gunshot.
All the phone lines must be down.
Is it too late for us to prevent the bloodshed around the corner?
Oh, fuck off. Okay, so something I noticed real quick. Right at the end here. See, you see this? You see this? A little bit of side eye? Like, why is he looking... Like, first we see this.
All the phone lines must be down.
Why would you be you hear this and you immediately look at these two? Why would you be, you know? Dude, I'm gonna say it. As I said, I think this is Franz, probably. This is Franz, him having forgotten his purpose and becoming friendly with the town that he infiltrated. And then he became a different person, or something. I wouldn't be surprised if this beard is fake as well, right? Maybe it kind of looks fake a little here, you know, like it's glued on or something. I don't know. I don't trust this guy at all. Who is this guy? Is this Roberto? I mean, it doesn't seem like Roberto. He seems skinnier. His build seems skinnier, maybe. But then again, it's kind of hard to tell. Then we also have to wonder how Tenma is going to get to Ruinheim. I think Nina... The thing with Nina is that she's sneaky, okay? She's really sneaky. Somehow I doubt that she's gonna sit this one out. She's probably gonna follow Tenma or... I don't know. Maybe arrive there late? You know, arrive there after Tenma gets there? Yeah, like, I don't think we've seen so many deaths in one episode in the entire show. First a dog dies. Okay, we didn't see the dog die. We heard the dog potentially die, but we didn't actually see the dog die. And usually, you know, shows don't kill animals, so Because obviously animals dying is much, much worse than actual humans dying, right? So, yeah, shows don't usually show animals dying. I would not be surprised if the dog was barking and then the guy just shot into the air or shot at the dog and then the dog just got scared and ran off and stopped barking. Probably doesn't mean that the dog got shot. They did say...
The next thing you know, Mrs. Hillman's dog is shot dead.
Mrs. Hillman's dog is shot dead. I suppose this means that the dog did indeed die. If the police officer is saying that the dog was shot dead, which means that I would say that is confirmation that the dog did indeed die. It is what it is. Well, I mean, the main thing I will say here is that I suspect this old guy. This bearded old guy is probably the most suspect person in this show so far, or rather in this town so far. I feel like he has too much screen time and he's too kind and accommodating. I mean, it could just be a random old guy that is kind and accommodating, but 9 times out of 10, there's more to it. In any case, that was episode 69. I hope you enjoyed. Unfortunately, there was no boobage. I'm a little bit disappointed in the 69. I expected something, anything. They did not deliver. But what can you do? It is what it is. I'll just see you next time, I guess.